I finally hit record because I keep saying these things. I'm like, oh, well, I should record that. Oh, I should record that. I'm here with Anthony Trahair. And the reason I wanted to talk with him is because he has this awesome post with this really cool poster, by the way. And it's called What You Are What You Do With Your Time. So, hi, Anthony.
Hello, Bradley.
So we've been talking already, and it's one of those typical, I should have hit record things. But I was just telling him about frequency and upcoming book and the idea of daily and weekly, monthly, quarterly, annually, all that stuff. And then he has this poster he created, which is super cool. And the idea, just the word time, that's so funny because that's really like at the core of what I'm talking about with frequency, or at least one element of it. And then you say, you are what you do with your time. And then you've got this space age time abundancy and time scarcity. Oh, there it is. Oh, awesome. Maybe I could even, I'll share this link to your LinkedIn, or maybe I can get that PDF of your poster or something. But that's so cool. You made an entire poster. That's really awesome. I should make posters. You even printed it out. Wow.
Yeah, so I should share some things about this poster.
Yeah,
So,
sure. Yeah.
working
Tell
with
us
the
about
idea
it.
of playfulness for a long time, and Bradley's a very playful person as well. And I came to the conclusion that people don't wake up in the morning thinking, oh, I need more play in my life. They're in a space when you need to play, where you don't think you've got any time at all. You know, when you're in this space like I haven't got any time to do even the laundry, then that's I reckon that's the time you need to really like do the opposite, slow down, and just play, you know, whatever that
Yeah.
means. It could be going for a walk. You know, to make a walk really playful, I think you need to be a bit tactile as well, like touch trees, maybe, but maybe even just walk around a tree, open up your senses fully. Otherwise, we're just in this. So on this map, basically, we've got at the top, we've got time abundancy, and at the bottom, we've got time scarcity. And we're made to feel in this crazy society of ours that everything is scarce. There's a scarcity of everything. There's a scarcity of money. There's a scarcity of love, of friendship. There's just not enough to go around, and
Yeah.
just this stressed out mind, which has this thing. But it's a belief that we've bought into somehow, right? And if we look at like indigenous people, or even some sort of like faraway village in Asia, they have a lot of time on their hands. You know,
Yeah.
they take time to prepare their food. They take time to enjoy walking to get water. You know, when they actually Western people come and say, "Oh, what are you walking to get your water? Let's get the pipes in." They're sad afterwards.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
like, that was our time that we like hang out and talk about things together. And so yeah, these moments of social interacting go down, and then so essentially our sense of time gets really stressed out the more we're like on our own, right? But
Yeah.
so when
It's interesting. You
yeah,
mentioned about the water. I experienced that firsthand in real life. We were on the island of Likoma in Malawi in Eastern Africa, which was the previous name of my previous business, called Likoma, because of that island. And we met some guys who used to be like NGO Peace Corps, and they came to the island and they said the same thing. They said, "Oh, these women, they have the jugs of water on their head, and they're carrying it up to the village or whatever." And they thought, "Oh, that's so inefficient. We need a pipe and a well and a pump and everything, and it'll be solar powered. It'll be great, and we'll have water in the town." And so I said, "Oh, okay, okay." But it's interesting that people didn't really ask for this thing, right? It's just the foreigners coming in saying, "Oh, we'll make it better." And so what happened is that then the women realized that was their social hour. That's when they got to communicate with their friends and their fellow women who they'd walk down to the lake and get the water and have a chat. And so then that was taken out of their lives. That element of well, it's partly play, that's partly light-hearted time. It was work, they got to go get the water, but they turned it into play. And then finally the pump broke, and they didn't tell Peace Corps, and they didn't ever fix it because they were happy that they could go back to their playful time.
Yes,
cool.
yeah. And the repercussions of this, then when you don't have this time together, then you start to get some jealousy coming out, and friction between people, and all sorts of there are all sorts of dire consequences where you don't have this social activity together. And so time. So the question is like, okay, so I want to feel like I'm in time abundancy. So how do I get into a mindset of time abundancy? Well, like I wrote on that post on LinkedIn, I don't know how many hundreds of years ago, we put productivity, we prioritize productivity above our happiness. And when that happens, we lose complete track of time. We're not in a state where we could actually regenerate ourselves. It could be going to get the water. It could be, if I put happiness first of all, right, then I'm going to do things in my life that give me a sense that I've got time, and having a sense of time it's a physical sensation of being relaxed, let's say, but it's also a nurturing sensation. We're not in our fight or flight nervous system all the time, which we are, and we end up with these depleted kidneys and whatnot. So in this you will see right in the middle, there's empowering vision, right? So what do I mean by this empowering vision of our time? So if I'm focused on, okay, so I want to be happy, and you just go like, oh, well, I don't believe in happy. You can't be happy all the time. All this. Okay, let's say playful then. Let's put playful. I would like to be playful because we sort of understand this a bit more. Cheerful even. If we're happy and cheerful, I would be cheerful. So okay, so what actions do I do in a day that actually make me feel cheerful? None. Okay, so then and then so then I can look at it. What would I like to do that could make me feel cheerful? Okay, so this and this. And in this book I showed you earlier, which I think is very related to this whole topic, Play DHD, this lady suggests, Kirsten, she suggests making playlists. So like making a list of like playful things you can do in 10 minutes. And
awesome.
And some of these things are also not necessarily playful as such, but they're activities that you get a sense of completion. So when we work on our computers, especially on the computers, we don't really have a sense of completion because it's always the next thing to do, right?
Right.
So if we have, and this goes with your book as well, the frequency thing. These are high frequency activities. These 10 just like one every hour probably at least. A 10-minute walk where you even skip maybe, I don't know, for brave people, or you put some music and you dance for 10 minutes, or on all of these things, when you've got them in your, like, really present in your mind, this list of things, you're not going to go to the fridge and see what's in there every in your break, right? You're going to think like, my break, I'm going to juggle for 10 minutes. I'm going to go and cut some leaves, some branches off that tree or something, just all these things that we never have time for because they're just not, we just don't remember that they're important to us. And and I like these 10-minute things, especially when the mind's in a loop, it's going like, and we don't really know what we're doing anymore. We're just like, we've got on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, email. Go. And we need these sort of things to get out of it. And if they're more playful, then it helps us to release as well more. And So then there are, of course, you go half hour activities, but I would go straight to like an hour activity. What are like activities that we'd like to do that are an hour long? You know, lots of people say, no, I don't have time for my daily yoga practice. I don't have time to exercise, but if you know, if it's part of your of something that you know that makes you feel good, it's not just about losing weight, right?
Right.
That's a lot of people think just about in those sort of terms. It's about feeling good. It's about feeling good. And
you know, it's so. This is exactly why I wanted to talk with you, because I have my ideas about frequency, and I could write the Bradley book on frequency, and that's fine. But you have two things that came up that I hadn't even thought of. Well, one, because when I'm thinking of frequency, it's funny, I'm falling absolutely into the trap you just said. I'm thinking more like productivity or your marketing strategy, you know, as an author. Well, what should you do daily and weekly and monthly? Well, you should post to, you know, Instagram daily, and you should post a video to YouTube weekly. And like, oh my God. Whereas you're talking about these playful, high frequency things. But I think what you're saying also is to schedule them in, right? Yeah. And to make them like a conscious item on your calendar, right there next to the productivity junk of, you know, post to YouTube and all the marketing crap. And so you're saying, I need 10 minutes to go, like you say, cut the branches on the tree, or go dance, or go and walk, to really put that into your schedule. So there's frequency, there's the intervals.
Yeah.
And to calendar it in. I like that.
Maybe to make a live video as well, you know, it could be.
Yeah. I like that. And you also said finish. So you said like plan in your daily play, or hourly or whatever. But I mean, I like daily, because I'm daily kind of, especially with my every single day book. But I like the daily stuff, because then at the end of the day, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, did I do the thing I was, you know, did I brush my teeth? Well, of course I'm going to do that. No matter how tired or dead I am, I'm going to brush my teeth, right? Because I have to do that daily. Whereas I could see that like with play, I'm like, oh, did I do my 10 minutes of play today? You know, it was such a busy day. Did I do it? And really, I could just imagine. I'm a very like dedicated guy, right? I will, if I tell myself I'm going to do this for 30 days, I absolutely do it. So I could totally see myself, oh, I'm ready for bed. Oh, I brushed my teeth. Oh, I didn't do my play. And I know myself. I would totally force myself to do 10 minutes of play. I force myself. And
you do need to force yourself, because at the beginning you don't want to play them. It's like
yeah.
But in no time you're in there and you're playing. But to start with, it feels like an effort to play, you know. Funny, yeah? Funny.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned the word finish,
completion.
Which is cool, because completion. You have that idea of completion, because then you mentioned you know, oh well, like, you know, all the social media and the work we need to do and the posting we need to do, it's never ending. It's a never ending loop of the vicious never ending. Whereas
we don't celebrate things, you know. We need to understand, how can a celebration be with posts, you know? It's like, well, right. Like I don't know, perhaps every time you post, you get up and have a little dance or something, you know? Just mark it in. I don't do this sort of thing. It's coming to me now that that would be an important thing to do. And, but you know, it's more important than all this for me is like, why am I posting? Like, why? Because I want my books to sell, right? But why?
Right.
Why do I want books to sell? Because I want to become famous. I don't know, or I want to because it feels right, or, you know, it's all a bit vague.
Yeah.
A little bit vague. I think ultimately, you know, somebody wants to be an author because they like the lifestyle behind it. They like to be their own boss. They like to spend time on their own. And
you know what? I can tell you right now, as an author of 33 books, it's so cliche, but it's the journey, not the destination. And I enjoy the creation of the books, like right now, what we're doing right now, and dear audience watching, if you hadn't picked this up, what I am doing right now is this is basically a chapter of the upcoming of Frequency upcoming book. So this is how I get the content for books. Anthony and I are having a chat. I'm getting his opinions, and I'm getting new ideas like play and like completion and scheduling in the play. I hadn't thought of those things. Those are really cool. So for me, this is truly the fun part. So you asked, because I know your question was rhetorical to yourself, like, oh, why do I publish books? Why do I care? And I think, well, this is fun. I like this stuff, right? And if I make money with the book, great. But it's really a secondary, if not tertiary, goal for me. It's really the creation where I have fun. So there's just my own input on like, why do we do things?
Yeah, and
why
if
do
you
we do
know
this
that,
stuff?
if you know that, then you will create more occasions like this.
Yeah,
yeah. Aware of it. And in the whole of this map, there's also urgency addict right at the bottom here in the like in the scarcity part. You know, and this is like a quite popular concept. No, Stephen Covey. Perhaps I don't know if it was actually him that invented it, but you know, you have the difference between urgency and important. So then, play is important. Is that post really important on Facebook? How much is there a feeling of urgency? It's like urgency is like a killer, you know. It's the emergencies and oh no, I've got the like really like fighting with the deadline or something. But if we do all the important things first, this sounds like almost the opposite of play, right? Actually, I think most people get their sense of play working with urgency, funnily enough. I think that gives them the input, but it's not, it takes you into stress when we're too much on urgency. It makes us feel important, urgency, you know, there's a problem.
Yeah. You know, that's interesting. I had never put those two words together. You said urgency and then you said emergency. I thought, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. I love playing with words. Urgency, emergency. I'm like, whoa, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, got to do that now. Got to do it now. Got to do it now.
Yeah.
So time, you know, it's I actually made a post on Facebook a while ago, like saying to people, if there was another hour in a day, what would you do with it? And people came up with all sorts of things, but I was actually quite surprised by the number of people who said they would sleep if they had an extra hour.
Wow.
And I don't think they actually really would.
Yeah.
But interesting.
But it's interesting to hear what they think they need or think they want more of.
Like,
Or like,
yeah. I go to bed early. I go to bed early and wake up early. And I think this is also, it's funny, because it's just different time of the day, right? But I feel like I've got more time in the morning anyway.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Wow. Hey, well, this is really cool. And also in my style, especially of my books and my format and content and stuff, I like having sort of one idea per chapter, and even not a huge idea in a book, right? I like having these shorter books. And so like right now, I'm feeling good with your idea of time and play and your poster here, which is just, I keep reading and seeing new things. So I want to end there. And speaking of completion, let's end this.
Yes.
Let's complete this. we are finished. So this has been great. This is exactly what I was hoping for, with some fresh ideas from me on the topic of frequency. So thank you very much, Anthony. This has been great.